Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone. Good morning as we awake the dead, or whatever we say in English, as we awake the dead, because obviously some folks dead this morning. Um, and so hopefully they wake up or whatever. But on the other hand, man, we got a lot to talk about. Good morning, world. Welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode here with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. As we embark upon what will be another great episode this morning. So we thank you for chopping it up with, say with us, but with me in this case. And we thank you, or I thank you in advance for a time that will be had. Um, so yes, well, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left some, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. And for the world is a better place in the moment when the early morning sports talk podcast is taking place. And so let me actually make sure I get my tags in. So I'm gonna have to take a pause really quickly in order to get some of these tags in and get a few folks to conversate with me. And so let's see, let me tag my real supporters, the ones that really rock with me, the ones that ain't fugazi. You get the real supporters in. Let me see. Let me see. Chris, yeah. Um, who else should I text? Um, I'm gonna continue to get in some of my folks. But good morning, Frank. Good morning, Frank. Tagged you because I know you're an avid supporter. So I appreciate you, bro. And we thank you. I thank you all in advance for a time that will be had. I thank you for chopping it up with us. And so, yes, we're all back like a shark attack, back like I left some, back like I ain't got no clothes on my back. And for the world is a better place in the moment when the early morning sports talk podcast is taking place. And so, thank you for tuning in with me this morning as we converse about the latest sports topic that has taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It's always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via our two Facebook pages, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as additionally on our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. Yes. Uh, all right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes. All right. I got you, Frank. I got you. I got you. I got you. It's my brother right there. Wonderful. And so let me send you the link. Frank's gonna rock with us live. I know he want to talk the Lakers. And so yeah. And so speaking of basketball, we're gonna get to that shortly, but we're in the process of reminding you all that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via our two Facebook pages, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as additionally on our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at EMSTP underscore. Again, on IG at EMSTP underscore. And we just went live on Instagram. It's so awesome. Just went live on Instagram. Yes, and so Apple Podcasts and Spotify is the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. You can find us there, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, and Jones, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is April 25th, 2026. We have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world, where this past week we saw the NBA playoffs begin as we have a number of competitive series taking place in both conferences, leaving a tale of mystery, excitement, and surprises as teams such as the Lakers have a series lead, a very commanding series lead now being that they are up 3-0. Saw a great game last night. Injuries have occurred in this playoff, so injuries occurring to superstars such as Victor Wembanyama, who suffered a rough concussion this past, what was it, Tuesday, Wednesday night. But we saw that the Spurs got it done last night without him, and so they have a 2-1 series lead. Took care of business last night in Portland. Left hamstring of OKC's Jalen Williams. That happened in game 2 after Devin Booker and the guys from Phoenix were complaining about officiating. Not sure if it's going to help them much. We'll see what happens in game 3. Aaron Gordon for the Nuggets. Boy, do the Nuggets miss him. And Anthony Edwards once again slaying superstars as he always does come the NBA playoffs. That's what he does. He slays superstars. And that's exactly what Anthony Edwards is doing again. Good morning, Frank. Let me know if you can hear me. Good morning, my friend. Good morning, bro. And so we saw Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves take a 2-1 lead versus the Nuggets and pretty much throttled them, which was a shocker. We'll talk about that shortly. And so we have the Knicks down 2-1. It's a lot to talk about. Additionally, the NHL playoffs are in form. Battle of Pennsylvania taking place. Mammoth. I love to see teams that are in close proximity battle. The Utah Mammoth, Las Vegas Golden Knights. Great series taking place in the NHL. Joel Quenneville, he led Anaheim, former great for the Chicago Blackhawks. He now has his team into the playoffs. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks. I don't know if you guys remember that movie, but that's actually a real hockey team. And then lastly, on Thursday, the NHL draft took place. And look, speaking of Las Vegas, the Raiders took former Indiana University quarterback. And I know you don't like that word, Frank, but Frank is a Purdue guy. And so with Frank being a Purdue guy, he has, certain feelings about IU. And so it doesn't matter, though, because right now, he was an IU guy, Frank. He was an IU guy. You understand? But now he's a Las Vegas Raider. And so he's now first overall pick, Fernando Mendoza, while our Chicago Bears addressed the huge need in the secondary as we drafted a kid that played at Purdue as well, Frank Knoxes. He played at Purdue, and he played at Oregon, safety Dylan Tiedemann. And that's after we lost Jaquan Brisker to Pittsburgh and Kevin Byard to New England. And so, introducing our guest this morning, Mr. Frank Knoxes. Frank is a great supporter of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Always talking sports. Frank is a big Lakers fan. He's a big Purdue fan. He's a big Pacers fan. Frank works in the engineering career sector. And Frank rocks with me since Purdue University. And so Frank, good morning. Happy Saturday, sir. How are you?
Good morning, man. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. I'm not. I'm doing pretty good now that we're on some kind of a roll.
Right.
It's the best time. It's the best time of the year in April.
Right. And so speaking of, man, let's talk about that. So the Lakers. Wow. I don't think last Saturday, man, anybody in the world had the Lakers being up 3-0. Now, obviously, Kevin Durant, us hearing about him being questionable last Saturday morning. I'm hearing about that, but I'm like, it's just questionable. I'm thinking likely, he gonna play. He's questionable, He just giving us a warning sign that potentially he could not play, but he's definitely gonna be back, right? Game 2, game 3, etc.
Right.
But he didn't play game 1. Played game 2, they still lost. And then game 3, he didn't play again. And so nobody had the Lakers being up 3-0. Now, you can give me your thoughts on it, but wow. Yeah. How do you feel right now, man, to see your Lakers up 3-0 and looking like, man, that based off of history, no team has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the NBA playoffs. So it
Yeah,
looks like the Lakers are kind of sitting pretty good to move on. How does it feel, man, to see
yeah.
the Lakers doing what they're doing and to see LeBron really pushing GOAT status?
It's amazing, to be honest. I actually had a little feeling that the Lakers could pull it off without Luca and Austin. I was just afraid to say it out loud,
Brother,
because
I was thinking the same thing. Don't you hate that when that happens, Frank?
I know,
You have that
like,
little feeling
man,
that's telling you,
no,
and you don't
exactly. You're
say
like,
it
I
out
read
loud.
that. I saw that coming. It's crazy because,
Right,
yeah, everybody was picking, oh, they go, okay, that's not going to happen. They're going to win at least 2 games. Like, they're just not going to
right.
come over here and get walked over with a team that has no point guard driving. There's a value in the positioning of basketball. Like a point guard is going to give you control of the game. He's going to slow you down when you need to slow down. He's going to rush the game when you need to rush the game. And Houston
Mhm.
don't have it. They don't have that guy who can do that, right? So even with Durant in the lineup,
Exactly.
yeah. Even if you have Durant in the lineup, like he's good, but Durant doesn't drive the basket, right? He's a catch and shoot guy. He's gonna
Right.
stop and pop kind of guy. So, but
Mhm.
when you come to the play of basketball, it's all about who can slow the tempo down when you need it, right? And LeBron has done it for many years now. LeBron has been pretty smart this year. I think when he took those first 20 games off, um, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's it. He's done. He's grandpa. He can't do." I think that was a calculated move by them to slash
Mhm.
20 games off, get him ready for this moment right now, and
Right.
he's proving
Exactly.
it. Yeah, he's proving it. This is why you need those extra days off at the beginning of the year, which games that don't really count. You got Luca there who can drive the offense and get you to a point where you need to be. So, man, I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna surprise some teams this season. And
Mhm.
when the season started, I was like, no, the defense is not there. The defense is not there. But I think they've picked up that momentum. Marcus Smart is really put us up there,
Mhm.
and,
Such a smart player.
and
Been a winner his whole career. He's been a winner his
man,
entire career, Marcus
he's a
Smart.
winner.
Shout out to Marcus Smart.
It's crazy. It's such a tiny guy, but the impact he does is just amazing. It's like,
Mhm.
but the one advantage he has is he can actually play just about every position. I mean, he's short, so you wouldn't put it at the center, but like he does just those tiny little things that need to come up
Mhm.
on the stat sheet, but they need to. So
Mhm.
look,
Mhm. A
so
lot of heart.
next,
A lot of
yeah,
heart.
yeah, a lot of hard kind of stuff. So next series, we might get lucky. You just don't know. We might get lucky. Playoffs sometimes is about luck, man. And I think KD is handing an assist to LeBron for joining Golden State and beating him
Mhm.
2 eyes in a row. I think that's coming to haunt him. The gods of basketball are doing some magic for him. I don't feel bad about
Mhm.
it. I hope he's gonna
Mhm.
be okay, but this one is a wrap. I don't think there's a way they can come back and do anything. In fact, I think it's gonna be
Right.
over on Sunday. So
Yeah.
we might as well
Mhm.
just start game planning for okay. That's a different monster, but classically in the most recent NBA, the team that won it all in June typically get eliminated in the second round. So watch this happen. Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you think
Yep. And
about that?
so,
Hmm.
I mean, for me, man, I would love to see Luca and Austin Reeves come back. For OKC, but likely not going to happen. But I do believe that Austin Reeves will be back because he was questionable, right?
Yeah.
So with him being
Well,
questionable,
yeah.
um, he probably won't play Game 4, right? I don't think it's much of a reason for
Yeah.
him to play Game 4,
No, they
but
don't need those 2 guys in
he, right,
the season.
right, right. But he should be available.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Austin.
yeah. He was listed as questionable. So
Yeah, he was supposed to come
yeah,
back last
and
night, but
so
when the news came out that KD wasn't going to come out, then there was no need for him to come through. Like get 100%. I think that he was coming back at 90%. You know,
Right,
So
right.
so when
Yeah,
KD like last minute count out is not coming, they kind of kept Austin on the bench for the
yeah, which was
reason that
smart, which was smart.
they can win without without him. So
Yeah,
he can keep
exactly.
resting. I think Luca is also ready to come. I think they just kind of seeing how things work out. So the
Right.
injury to Luca and Austin might actually work in their favor because they're resting over there for the big monster that's about to come in round two. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah.
what the way I see it play out, it's gonna be a Lakers and Minnesota in the West Finals, and that's gonna be fun.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So you got Lakers beat OKC.
I got Lakers being OKC. Just watch it come.
Oh my goodness.
It's
That
coming.
would be uh Frank, if we're gonna put that out there, man. Like if the Lakers beat OKC, we will make the biggest reel and circulate it everywhere because you'll be one of the few people in the world
Yeah.
that actually believe that the Lakers could beat OKC.
Yeah, man, I believe in the
So
gods of basketball, and they're coming to life here. They're giving LeBron one more shot.
I tell you what, if the Lakers beat OKC, now I
Yeah.
stated last Saturday that if LeBron beat the Rockets, even
Hmm.
without a point guard with KD on the court, that he would be pushing GOAT status. He is definitely pushing GOAT status,
Yeah.
Frank, and I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Watching what he did last night, watching that late three-pointer, in
Hmm.
order to send the game to overtime, that's
Yeah.
just that's greatness,
It's
and even
incredible.
it's incredible, man. And even amongst that, to see the last second shot in which
Hmm.
he shot it, it
Right.
missed, but it
Yeah.
almost went in. And if that would have happened, that would have been circulating internationally all around the world. You would have been seeing it everywhere on Instagram,
Man.
Facebook,
Yeah.
everywhere. If that shot would have went in, and
Yeah.
so LeBron, he's defined everything, man. He's the new
Yeah.
bar for goatness, like for greatness. He's the new bar in the NBA, man. And I want
Yeah.
to give LeBron his flowers for real.
Yeah. He's pushing it to another level. I think he got started as a year ago when he passed Kareem on that scoring title. I think that's a milestone that nobody has done before, and now it's just kind of cementing it with little things here and there. But the way I see it, if he can pull off and eliminate OKC in the next series
That
with
then we
Luca,
talking real goat status. We talking real goat
now
status.
now you're talking real god stars because that is gonna just give him momentum to be like, okay, we can take out everybody that comes our way, right?
Exactly.
Um, yeah,
Exactly.
so if you can get past the next series, which is gonna be, but OKC is dealing with some injuries as well. I think
Jalen
they,
Williams.
yeah, yeah, Jalen Williams is an awesome player. Like I would
But
not, yeah,
I wanna say that he pulled his left hammy. So he pulled his left hamstring in game two.
yeah,
So he's questionable for game three. And then I mean it's not like it really matters with OKC. They are so great.
yeah,
They're not gonna miss a beat.
yeah. They
But
can they
even
can.
additionally,
Mhm. Yeah, but I think he's out longer though. It's not just like, I think because he pulled his left hamstring and he was out with his right for a long time. So now he's got both legs basically messed up. I think they
mm,
don't. I don't think they bring him back for a minute. He might not get back until like second game or third game in the next series. He's out
right.
for a bit, and when he comes back, like I don't think he's gonna be the same player. Because
Mm-hmm.
he's the god over there. I think he's under appreciated because like everybody says is you know
SGA.
yeah, everybody says it's SGA who's leading that team, but like it's sure he scores a lot of points, but when it comes time to go get a bucket, drive to the hoop, like do just like difficult to do things, it's typically Jalen Williams like doing those things.
Sort of like what Jalen Brown does for Boston. Right. I get
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
that's a big guy we're missing, and even if you miss him for like a couple games next round, you're in trouble because the Lakers are gonna exploit it. Oh. So I'm praying he'll be okay, but I want him to miss a bit more time.
Right. I put it like this: the
Yeah.
Lakers, if they, which I think they likely will move on to play OKC. Few things. Jalen Williams being out, it would depend, right? So if you
Mhm.
see the Lakers are reeling and you blowing them out without Jalen Williams, then there's no need to bring him back. Game one's
Right.
gonna tell you everything. Game one's gonna tell a lot
Mhm.
of that series. Um, so but we're I'm not trying to dismiss Phoenix, but I think we are dismissing Phoenix. We'll
Yeah.
see how they do in the desert tonight. But Jalen Williams, it would depend on how game one goes of that series. If the Lakers are pushing them and you're like, man, okay, well, if the Lakers come out and win game one,
Mhm.
then OKC gonna be like, all right, yeah, we probably got to bring him back, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But if they take care of business, then they're gonna be like, keep him on the bench longer, just like what the
Mhm.
Lakers did last night with KD and
Right.
Austin Reeves.
Mhm.
So we're gonna see what happens with that, man.
Yeah.
Additionally, though, Victor
Yeah.
Wembanyama being out,
Mhm.
unfortunately, my guess was
Yeah.
good morning. He
That's
was
my
supposed to
daughter.
come on from French. He was supposed to come on from French Guiana. One of my
Okay.
guests, but he lives like near the rainforest and he's having internet issues. I can
Uh,
totally believe it
I see.
because
Yeah.
French Guyana, to our
Mhm.
viewers, it's a lot of jungle, it's
Yeah.
jaguars, anacondas there. It's
Yeah.
like the stuff you see on Discovery Channel. And
Here we
so,
go. Yeah.
yeah, I can kind of, but he's a hooper. He lived in Guadalupe, etc. And
Okay.
so he was going to come on to talk about Victor Wembanyama, but the Spurs are up 2-1 without him, and it was a very impressive win last night in Portland.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Minnesota's up 2-1.
Mhm.
Are you believing that San Antonio and Minnesota moves on? Aaron Gordon is not playing for the Nuggets right now,
Yeah.
and Minnesota just thrashed them game three. Just blew
Yeah.
the brakes off of them in game three. Do you think San Antonio and Minnesota move on in the West as well for that
Yeah,
other
yeah,
side?
yeah, for sure. San Antonio is a pretty solid team. I think they they could let Wembanyama get better. I think he comes back in this series, but they'll move on without him even. Like I think they're all round team. They've kind of won some games in the regular season for a long stretch without Wembanyama being in there.
Without him, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and then, like Portland, like if Damian was playing, then, you give them a chance because, Damian can take over
Absolutely.
games here and
They're a
there.
whole different team with Damian on the court.
Right, yeah, but I don't think they have enough, even without Wembanyama being in the series the whole time. Like, I think San Antonio can still come up on top of that series for sure. And then when I had the injury with Denver, I was like, yeah, that's a wrap because, like, they cannot win a game without
Look at my son. He's standing. He literally
huh?
just stood for like 5
Eh,
seconds, my son.
oh really? He's like, hey.
I kid you not, he just stood for like five
Eh,
seconds.
he's like, who's talking? I want to see that guy.
I know, right? He's ready to walk, man. He just stood
That's
for 5 seconds.
fascinating. Oh man, that's you're gonna have to put that up. He stood on fast uh,
I know, man.
on time, huh? That's
I
that's
know,
pretty
right?
cool.
Like he if he's standing, I'm gonna put a reel saying, you guys better watch out for the track and field. He's standing
Yeah.
already.
Oh
You
man,
ready to
that's a runner right there. Running season is here. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
man. And
Yeah,
so I want to put this out here, Frank.
yeah,
If San Antonio plays Minnesota, for me,
yeah,
who for me, I think Minnesota win that series. Now, for
yeah,
mostly because of their experience,
yeah.
and I think the inexperience of San Antonio is going to finally catch up with them. I think.
hmm Yeah,
And
I think it's
and possibly, I know you're a Lakers fan, but realistically,
yeah.
we pointed this out early on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. That's why we call it the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. It's not
Mhm.
just because we do it at 7 a.m., but
Right.
because we predict things early.
Ali, yeah.
We could very well be looking at Minnesota versus OKC in the rematch of last year's conference finals.
Yeah, yeah. We might be. As a Lakers fan, I want San Antonio to win in that series, Minnesota and San Antonio. I would want San Antonio to win
You
because
want
then
San Antonio, yeah, because I think San
yeah,
Antonio I don't know if they can beat the Lakers if they get
Right.
Luka and Austin Reeves. But I don't know if they can do that.
Yeah, it'll be pretty hard because like Minnesota has got some dogs in there that can fight, man. Those guys are just like they can play, you know.
And they got a lot of length, long
Yeah, and
arms, makes
they're
it very,
huge.
very,
Yeah,
very tough to score.
yeah. So I do pick if they face San Antonio, they probably like drive them a little bit crazy. I mean, it might be a 7 game series there, and in game 7, like at San Antonio's experience is going to show up there. Like they can't beat Minnesota in a game 7, just assuming everybody's healthy. You know, Victor Wembanyama will have his first game 7 experience, and if they lose, that's okay. It's a learning experience. Like
Right, because
everybody.
nobody had San Antonio. Nobody
Yeah,
had them on the radar anyway. Nobody
yeah, exactly
even
right. Yeah.
expected them to be. Nobody expected them to be where they are. Nobody expected that.
He is a player. Yeah. So yeah, I think Minnesota will win that series. Between San Antonio and Minnesota. But I, I'm concerned about Denver a little bit. Because
Yeah, they don't look the same, man.
yeah, they don't look the same, and it's just like kind of weird because like Jokic is just so great. But like it's so confusing when it comes to that Minnesota Denver series. He can't seem to pull the team together. It's kind of weird, right? Because you'll think
It's
like, oh,
like Anthony Edwards got his number. He has his
yeah,
number.
exactly. Yeah, which is strange because, like, yeah, Anthony Edwards is good, but like Jokic can do so many different things. But like, I guess sometimes we could overestimate Jokic a little bit because like the only way he gets a triple double is the other folks have to score, right? So he can rebound, he can certainly score, but he struggles with the defense that he's getting from the French guy.
Right.
Like for
Rudy
some.
Gobert.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert has got his number, and I think they've played in Europe and long enough that Gobert understands how to go against him.
Hmm.
So that I don't
They
know
played against
why.
each other for years.
Yeah. They've kind of had a battle back and forth, and that can also work in Rudy Gobert's favor if they face San Antonio because him and Wembanyama play on the
Victor
same
Wembanyama.
team, so he might
Right.
know a few weaknesses to exploit against Wembanyama as well. So
Right.
yeah, Denver might get washed. I mean, I don't know that they win a game in the next 2 or 3 games. Like they're gonna struggle to figure out how to replace the injuries that they're having. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Minnesota has just continuously became relevant little by little. Like nobody's counting them in, and then they show up in the playoffs, and they're like, whoa.
Right. That's all they care about. That's all they care
Yeah,
about is to
right.
see this
Yeah.
time of year play. Yeah, but
Hmm.
let me ask you, man. If the New York Knicks lose this series,
Yeah.
because I never was a fan of them firing Tom Thibodeau in the first place. Me or
Yeah.
Jamar was never a fan of that. I
Yeah.
knew Mike Brown wasn't a good coach. I knew it. I knew
Hmm.
it already. I knew it all. I said it before the season even started.
Yeah.
And Jamar's been basically stating that you made the conference finals last year.
Yeah.
Now you basically were 2 games away from the NBA finals last year. Now you
Hmm.
got Mike Brown as the head coach.
Yeah.
And right now you're down 2-1 versus the Atlanta Hawks. And what you lost 2 heartbreakers, game 2 and game 3, came down to the final shot, lack of
Yeah.
execution.
Yeah.
The Knicks, if they lose this series, man, how does this look for New York and where do they go in the future? Because you got
Right.
Mikal Bridges, but you gave up 5 first-round picks for him, Frank.
Yeah.
Five
Right.
five
I
first
know.
round picks, and he's not even an all-star. He's not even an
Yeah.
all-star. Not even an
You know.
all-star level player. Just a great guy with a great motor, very reliable. You know what you're gonna get: defense,
Hmm.
passion, all that other stuff. But you
Yeah.
gave up 5 first-round picks for him. And
It's
so if you
crazy.
lose this series, where the hell
Yeah.
do the Knicks go? Because this was the
Yeah.
year for them to get it done. This was the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. They made a
You
mistake.
have Boston,
Mhm.
man. You have Boston, who Jason Tatum, he
Injured.
was out, right? Injured.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
had Tyrese Halliburton, Pacers,
Hmm.
injured.
Yeah.
You got Detroit, young, up and
Hmm.
coming. So this was seemed like okay, this is the year for New York, right?
Yeah.
Preseason,
We
Most
talked
of us
about
had
it. We
New
talked
York,
about it on your first
right?
episode this year. Actually,
Yeah,
we were saying, "Oh, it's New York, New York, New York."
yeah.
you know,
And
yeah,
I was saying this was New York's opportunity, but I never
yeah,
said that they were going to win because I knew
right.
Mike
Hmm.
Brown was going to eventually let. I knew it, but
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
made a
this is
mistake.
the opportunity. This is your
Yeah,
best opportunity because the other
it's
teams they ain't gonna do nothing but get better next year.
right. Yeah, no, they made a huge mistake. Like you don't fire a coach who just took you to the conference finals and was a couple games away to go all the way. You need continuity. Like I don't know why teams don't watch teams like San Antonio, who have a coach for 16, 18, 20 years. And that
Right.
continuity is what builds the team to get better because you're learning things, you're improving what you did bad last season, you're getting better at certain ways of, doing certain defensive, plays. Well, continuity is underappreciated in the NBA these days. Like the teams that
Mhm.
have like Spolstra, like they are just always relevant no matter what. Like if they lose, bring next season, do better something, get better players. So I think if the New York lose this series, they need to get rid of their general manager.
Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So we're more so in this case not talking about Mike, but you're talking. You need to go above him.
you
Okay.
gotta go above that. Yeah, you got
That'll be Leon Rose, in which finally
exactly.
a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people be like.
They got to clean it up and they keep Mike Brown for one more season, but like they made a mistake getting rid of Thibodeau because like that guy can coach. I mean, they were criticizing his style, but like he
Right.
can like
Mm-hmm. Right. So Tom Thibodeau, he
yeah,
might
so
run you down. He might run you, work you hard. But you know that
right,
when it comes to Thibodeau, you're gonna get the right plays called. You're not gonna be giving up easy baskets. You're gonna be
yeah,
playing tough defense. You're gonna be very defensive minded first, and then everything else will take care of itself. And
right,
so
yeah,
that's what Tom Thibodeau does. You're right.
yeah,
And whenever he starts
hmm,
back coaching again, I guarantee you it's going to be
yeah,
teams all over him saying, can you
yeah,
come run our players down? Can you come tire our players out? Can you come be hard on our players
exactly,
so
yeah,
that we
yeah,
can get to the playoffs and get near the championship? We love to have that experience. We love to
you know,
be near the NBA finals. We love to be relevant and play meaningful basketball come April and May. We love that. So come this way,
yeah,
Tom, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we underappreciate the push, right? Like when it comes to playoff basketball, that's the kind of basketball you want to play. It's like hard on, like let's put up a fight, play to the last second. Like if you don't land those things in the regular season, they then don't like you don't have that consistency, going forward. So those are the kind of the winning plays, doing the loose, sneaky little tricks to just steal the ball from the other teams, which Tipido has those little tricks in his pocket left and right. But he's gonna push you.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna make you be physically fit for when the moment counts, where you then need to use those physical fitness to win a game, to push a series. So I like Coach Tipido's like from when he was on the Bulls and he was like driving Derrick Rose like you go at it like crazy, right? Like he can push players, and sometimes like we need to be pushed, man. When you're playing out there and you're taking your lazy play here and there, you need somebody to come and be on your case or just wake up that like adrenaline out of you, right?
Right.
So those
Mm-hmm.
are things you need
Absolutely.
to then they can only come out of a coach or a superstar on the team, right? Like if there's not like a humongous LeBron James or KD or somebody who can come and be in your ears, it's the coach who's gonna then have to play that role, which Thibodeau has shown with like a non-superstar personnel on his team that he can push every single player to be like play hard and play minutes and play long and win games, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you have him for like 1, 2, 3, 4 years, those things are gonna start to pile up, and then he will continue to build the team with the players that have that mentality. I mean, he had Taj Gibson playing like a a crazy high level
This is
center, right?
true.
Yeah,
And Taj Gibson is not the greatest player. He was not the greatest player.
right.
He was just very productive. But that's what Tom did.
Exactly
He
right.
got the best. He maximized him.
He maximizes people and makes them like just bring the best out of them.
Right. And so I'm here to put this out, Frank. New York, if they lose, it will definitely confirm my suspicion of them hiring Mike Brown in the first place in the offseason.
Right.
So there will have to be changes in New York if they lose to the Hawks. But honestly, when I watch the series and I
Yeah.
watch the teams hand to hand, the truth is that New York's one dimensional. They
Yeah.
keep giving Jalen Bronson the ball, saying, "Take us home, take us home, take us home."
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
everybody from Guadalupe, okay, from
Yeah.
Guadalupe to French Guiana. Shout out to our guest who didn't make it this morning. He lives in the
Yeah.
rainforest. Shout out to
Yeah.
our brother is in France or wherever, in
Yeah.
Chicago, wherever, Indianapolis, where you live.
Right.
Everybody in all these five places know Jalen Brunson's getting the ball.
Right.
Everybody knows.
Everybody.
Everybody knows. It's not a secret. Even
Right.
even the Knicks know. So all they do is just sit in the corner, say, "Hey,
Mhm.
take us, Jalen, take us there." And after a while, the Hawks began to make adjustments. And what do the
Right.
Hawks have that the Knicks don't have? The Hawks have very young,
Mhm.
lengthy, long arm defenders. Jonathan
Right.
Kaminga,
Right.
Alexander Walker, the cousin of SGA, by the way.
Hmm.
And he's a very good player. He loved that corner three-pointer.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson,
Mhm.
Dyson Daniels. All these boys are lengthy, and you can throw these different bodies at him, Frank. And so it makes
Yeah.
it very, very, very tough for Jalen Brunson when he's getting all these looks and he's getting tired out. And what they're
Yeah.
doing with their long arms is they're saying, "Here, you could drive past us, right, Frank? You could drive past us, Jalen, but with my long arms, when you drive past, I'm gonna tap the ball from behind you and make you lose your dribble. And when
Exactly.
I make you lose the dribble, then it's a
Right.
turnover, and I'm going back the other way for a
Thanks.
dunk." The Hawks
Uh-huh.
did it like 6 times game two, like
Hmm.
10 times game three. They were doing it
Right.
almost every other possession. Now
Yeah.
it shows you how great Jalen Brunson is. It shows you the mentality in New York because they fought. They should have won the game again. As I'm sitting
Hmm.
there watching the game with my girlfriend, as we watching the game the other day, she's like, "Oh, I feel so bad for New York," and I'm like, she's like, "Oh, I feel so bad for Atlanta," and I'm like,
Right.
"No, the game's not over with yet.
Yeah.
The
Right. Yeah.
game's not over." And so
Yeah.
Carl Anthony
Big
Towns
time.
go up, block the shot. Dyson
Hmm.
Daniels again clean up the rebound. He got about 10 offensive rebounds and laid the ball up game three. So clearly, when
Yeah.
Mitchell
Right.
Robinson's not in the game, Frank, they are getting exposed
Hmm.
on offensive glass. And so
Yeah.
Cat,
And
Cat,
and
Cat
and
plays an
this
important
goes
role too, man. And for me, he
right.
hasn't been showing up. And Mikal Bridges, those 5 first-round picks, you gave up all
Right.
that, and he scored 0 points in game three.
Where it just
You
goes
hear me,
back to,
Frank?
like you
I
said, the
didn't say
coaching.
2 points.
Because yeah.
Zero.
Right. No, I got you. I got you. And it goes back to that coaching, right? Because um, Mike Brown has really never been a huge defensive coach. Like, I think he's gotten like the credibility to be a good coach, but like we always underestimate the value of coaching a LeBron James, right? Like sometimes you don't need to do much to make the team look good. So he's gained credibility for having a winning coaching statistics. But really, who was he coaching, right? So if he was coaching LeBron, they're gonna have a winning statistics, right? If he's over there in Golden State and he's playing assist for Steph Curry, yeah, he's gonna have some credibility. But then when you put him on a team where there's not a huge superstar, his coaching record starts to show up really, really fast, like inability to control a series from a coaching perspective.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So
from a coaching
mm,
perspective,
right.
he's very offensive minded, and he gets that from Golden State.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
defensive minded at one time when he was in Cleveland. I mean, he had to be because the only person he had really that could score the ball was LeBron James.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but as after Golden State, he kind of changed his philosophy. I see that a lot, and so I believe
Right.
that's why we hired him. But if he loses this series, Frank, it's going to be a bad look.
Yeah. No.
On the other
It's
hand,
not.
moving on, bro.
Yeah.
Boston,
Yeah.
they showed up last night in Philly. Jason
Hmm.
Tatum showed us why he's Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Clutch last night. Him,
Yeah.
Peyton
That was
Pritchard.
clutch.
They are up 2-1 because Philly put pressure on them last night. Philly could have been 2-1. That series could have literally been 2-1 in Philadelphia last night. But thanks to the
Uh-huh.
heroics of Jason Tatum, they showed up big time and they really rescued Boston last night in Philadelphia. Games 4 is going to be a diaper dandy in Philly. On the other
Yeah.
hand, additionally,
Mhm.
what is it? The other two series, 2 through 7, Detroit and Orlando.
Mhm.
Orlando took game 1, and
Yeah.
game 3 tonight is in Detroit. Curious,
Mhm.
man. Do you still have Detroit for that series, or do you think Orlando can pull off a? Do you think Orlando can at least take game 3 or 4 in Orlando? Let's just start there.
You
Do you
know,
think that they can steal a game out of home court?
I think Detroit could steal a game for sure. But the series is gonna be long. Desmond Bain he can make a little bit of a difference. You can see why Orlando went after him now. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I, I'm struggling. If any of the top teams are gonna Detroit, I think like among all the really good teams in the league this season, if a team could like lose a series they should have won, I think it's gonna be Detroit. So I
hmm,
think I think it's a toss up. I think you just give them a little bit of like credibility because they have been winning games the whole season. So you don't want to completely count them out. But I could see them losing this series for sure. I
yeah,
just like Orlando is a solid like, and I think Orlando is also like showing like why they should not have been in that seventh position. I think they should have been,
right.
they were not a playing team. They were really good in the season.
Well,
So
they're not in this. They were actually the eighth seed, bro. They're the eighth seed.
are they the eighth? Oh yeah, they are the eighth seed. That's even worse, right? But I think
Right,
they are better than the eighth seed. And
right. You're right.
yeah, so yeah, if anybody could lose a series they should have won, it would be Detroit.
Right, right,
Mm.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so as for Detroit, they had to fight in order to get game 2. And I mean, they took care of business in the second half. But I
Right.
believe definitely that Orlando can take one at home, Detroit take one in
Right.
Orlando, and that we
Yeah.
could be looking at least a 6-7 game series for that one.
Yeah.
And that's a toss up. I'm
Yeah.
here to say, man, if Detroit and New York, the way they're both looking, Detroit and New York,
Yeah.
we could. The East for me is very open now.
Yeah.
No
It's wide
BS.
open. Yeah.
Because
Let me ask you
Philadelphia
this though.
even pushing Boston. Philadelphia could have won that game last night too.
Yeah. Yeah. The Boston Philadelphia series is gonna go a little bit long, especially if Embiid is getting back, right?
If he
Because
comes back, Philadelphia could beat Boston.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So,
I'm
and I
not
think he
bullshitting,
was
Frank. They could beat Boston.
they certainly will. They certainly will because I think he was supposed to come back yesterday. I don't know why they didn't bring him back, but save the tree. But like, yeah, Philadelphia is good enough with Embiid to like win that series, even though they don't have home court. Um, Question I have for you though: who wins?
Hmm.
If so, I think coach of the year between Boston and Detroit. Who do you give it to?
I give it to JB because
Yeah,
nobody had any expectations for Detroit to be the number 1 seed. Now we expected Detroit to be somewhere in the top 4. Now, but
right.
at the same time, you can make a strong argument. Nobody expected for Boston.
Yeah,
People said Boston would be somewhere in a play-in
yeah,
without
right. Hmm.
people were like, oh,
Yeah,
they'll be in a play-in. They'll be battling for the 6, 7 seed, 6 through 8.
yeah,
But they turned out to be a top 2 seed in the East for most of
right,
the season without Jason Tatum. So
right.
it's going to be a very, very, very close vote. I'll put that out there right now. But I will have to give it to JB Bickerstaff because
Yeah,
the story. You have pretty much the best story in the NBA.
right.
Outside of San Antonio, Detroit is clearly the best story. And what wins awards, Frank said, was that we generally know MVP award. Yeah,
Yeah,
SGA should win the MVP, but you
right,
know who? A lot of people want Victor Wembanyama to win. Why?
right. Mm.
Because it's the best story. It's like,
It's the
oh,
best
it's such
story,
a
right?
beautiful story. January. So he's going to
Yeah.
get a lot of votes from people, and people are going to continue to advocate for him to win, although it should be, and in my opinion, it will be SGA. Same for the coach of the year.
Right.
Boston has won championships. Everybody
Right.
knows Joe Mazzulla is a great coach already.
Right.
He should win, but based off of the job that he's done, he
Right.
should and could likely win, but he likely probably won't win because JB Bickerstaff in Detroit, 60-win team, number one seed in the East, perennial MVP candidate in Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
And they've risen from the ashes
I
and
see.
taken
Yeah,
the
I see your point there. I think, yeah, I
so
didn't think about it that way because, yeah, Detroit was basically like, nothing a couple of years ago. So to go from that to winning the East it's a nice story to write up, actually.
it really,
Yeah.
really is. And so
Yeah.
I think JB Bickerstaff gets that coach of the year. Although if you ask me who's a better coach, I think we both
Right.
think Joe Mazzulla is the better coach.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think you also, I guess, you give some credit to Jalen Brown, right? Because he's proven like he deserves that MVP level caliber. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. He
Yeah.
should get a number of votes for MVP. He should get a whole
Yeah.
lot of votes for MVP. And I've
Right.
always stated for years, Jamar and Ian would always look at me like I'm crazy when I
Right.
said that the real motor of Boston
Good
is
job.
not the real motor of Boston is not Jason Tatum. The real motor of
Right.
Boston is Jalen Brown.
It's Jalen Brown. Yeah. There you go.
He's the nucleus. He's the one that can play on defense and go down and get you 30 points on
Yeah.
offensive end.
I get you
He's the
this.
one
Hey,
that brings the
who's a
tough.
better player between Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown?
Jalen Brown's better.
Why?
I agree.
Play this for 30 because minutes. He deserves to be MVP next time. Next time Boston Celtics win.
Ah,
There you go. You got
all
you
right.
got an analyst right there.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
And he broke that down so well because I tell
Right.
you what, man. My finals prediction before the playoffs was OKC and Boston.
Yeah.
And so possibly we'll see what happens with that. But
Mhm.
he could very well be right there. Boston could be raising that banner again, man.
They might. Yeah. They might.
It all depends on Jason Tatum. If
Hmm.
he continues to get better during the playoffs, they're going to
Right.
be very, very tough to beat. And them and OKC will be just
Yeah.
it'll be the best
It'll be a
series anybody
it'll
want to
be a
see.
cage match. It'll be a cage match. Yeah. Hey, I gotta chop it off and get these guys ready for soccer. But it's been great, man. I really appreciate you bringing
Yes.
me on.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man, for hopping on, breaking down the NBA playoffs with me. Always a pleasure, Frank. You're always welcome on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast.
I
Appreciate you,
appreciate you,
man.
man.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
man. Looking forward to speaking with you, having you back
Good.
on again.
I'll be back on. If the Lakers keep winning, you'll see me more often.
All right, man. All right, all right, all right. And so
I'll
happy
talk to
soccer,
you.
man.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Take
uh,
care, bro.
mhm.
Yes. All right. And so Frank Noxys, he rocked with us this morning. And we got a chance to talk NBA playoffs. Wonderful, wonderful conversation, fun conversation. And so, yeah, a lot to talk about. We'll see what happens with the rest of the playoffs. Games continuously going on every night. And so Detroit, game 3 actually, in Orlando tonight. So that's going to go down. OKC is in Phoenix tonight. That's going to go down. And then New York's in Atlanta. That's game 4. That's going to go down. And somebody else probably played tonight as well from the Western Conference. And so just a lot of great games. Likely Cleveland and Toronto, possibly game 4 tonight as well. And so a lot of great things happening. NFL draft, our Bears, yes, they went ahead and they addressed their defensive needs. And with our first round pick, we selected Dylan, and I'm gonna get his pronunciation right, Tenaman. Tenaman. He went to Purdue, played at Purdue, and eventually transferred to Oregon. We needed badly. We needed help in the secondary. we needed help so bad after we lost Jaquan Brisker to the Steelers, and after we lost Kevin Byard, an All-Pro, to the Patriots. And so I'm wishing the best for this kid. He seems to be versatile. You seem like you can put him either at the strong or the free, but I'm thinking that based off of his comparison to Harrison up there in Minnesota, that he could likely end up being a free safety. And so, yeah, he's a great center fielder. And so we needed that bad. Then we got the center from Iowa. I didn't see this. I thought we needed a pass rusher more so than anything. The Bears kind of surprise you sometimes, especially head coach. Yeah, but, we went ahead and we got a center and we got a tight end again. I definitely think we needed help at the linebacker position. I definitely think we needed help at the edge rusher position for the defensive end. But, we got another tight end. So we got some offensive line help. We got another wide receiver as well. And so the Bears bought high, definitely, with this kid, Xavier Thomas. I don't think we needed a wide receiver, but we got it. So, hey, hopefully now these next few days we can try to get an edge rusher. We can try to get a linebacker, somebody that can help us defensively. And so thus far, outside of our safety pick, I'm not really feeling the second round or third round pick, but eventually, possibly, we can end up seeing how this turns out later, because sometimes you might not understand, what Ben does, but, what Ben generally turns out good. And so the verdict's still out. For sure. So we'll see how that turns out. Additionally, let's see. Cubs, White Sox. Wow. Cubs, 10 straight wins, 17-9. And on top of that, we just beat the Dodgers in LA, which is the World Series champions and the best team in baseball. And so right now, the Cubs, I'm looking like the real deal. They are what we thought they would be, which would be first place in the NL Central and a team that's contending for home field in the National League. And so thus far, very, very, very good for the Chicago Cubs. On the other hand, the Chicago White Sox, my White Sox, they are getting it together, man, and I'm loving to see it. Great win yesterday. We beat the Nationals, and right now the AL Central ain't far-fetched for the White Sox. Right now they're in fourth place, but first place is only 15-12, and so it's not like the AL Central is super, what do you say? It looks like it's going to be a close division. We can clearly see that right now, even though it's 26 games into 27 games into the season. This could very well be a division that could be close. But if the White Sox continue to get hot and they continue to play the right baseball, find ways to win series and not just one game in a series, win the first game, win the third game, not lose the first game and lose the second game, then win the third game, then the White Sox could very well be the team that I thought they could be going into the regular season, which could have been a team that could likely surprise some people, win about 80, 90 games. And so things are definitely peaking in the right direction on the South side, and that's a very good thing. But as we continue to talk about the White Sox, I have to talk about this kid, Murakami. And so it's a goddamn shame that as I look online, I can't find his name. Like, it's really, really sad that it's not online, because I'm trying to get his pronunciation right. And so Munetaka Murakami. Munetaka Murakami. Kid came from Japan. Right now, he is second in Major League Baseball with 9 home runs. And as of yesterday, he had 2 home runs. So he leads the league in home runs with 11. That's a Chicago White Sox player. Now, we as baseball fans know the shopping market for years has been, you go to the Caribbean, you go to Dominican Republic, you go to Venezuela, you go to some of these islands and you go get some of the best talent out there for baseball. But the new market after Shohei Ohtani, if you want quality hitters, man, you go to Japan. And so the White Sox, they went to Japan. They found this kid. He was battling between the Cubs and the White Sox, and I'm so happy he chose the White. I'm so happy because the Cubs are already rich. They already got a lot of talent. Like, if he would have went there, they would have been World Series contenders, like seriously World Series favorites, you know. But now we got this kid, 11 home runs, 20 RBIs. This kid is playing fantastic baseball. Munetaka Murakami. Get used to the name. On the South Side, kid can play ball. He's great, and I'm all for it. And if he continues to swing the bat the way he swings the bat, the White Sox are going to win games. They're going to be in every game, and they ain't going to do nothing but improve and get better. And so, shout out to the White Sox management for finally doing something right. You traded away so many pieces all the time. I hope they don't do the same with this kid. I hope you build around him, give him what he wants, and keep him on the South Side, please, so that we don't have to always look at Jose Abreu, look at Chris Sale, and all these other players go win World Series other places. But that you actually keep Munetaka Murakami. Don't trade this kid, please. Please. All right? Scorching Cubs, improving White Sox. It's looking good right now. So, final thoughts. Shout out to Jamar. Shout out to Ian. Shout out to Guillaume. Guillaume was having some internet issues. But, when things get better on his end where he lives, then I'm sure he'll join us. Shout out to Frank for joining me this morning. Great conversation. Talking to NBA playoffs. And so just remember, y'all, that with God, all things are possible. And with that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you are, we'd love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. We are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated. And we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend. Peace.